My name is Grace. I am 24 years old, and this is my story. It is not a happy story, but I must tell it. Maybe it can help someone. Maybe it can help you. I live in a small town, the kind of town where everyone knows your name. The houses are small, and the gardens are green. Life here is simple. It is quiet. For a long time, I thought it was perfect. My family was small. Just my mother, my father, and me. My mother is a kind woman. She has a warm smile and gentle hands. She works in the local bakery. The whole house often smells like fresh bread because of her. She is a wonderful mother. But my father was my hero. His name was Thomas, but I always called him Dad. He was a strong man. His hands were rough from his work. He worked in construction. He built things: houses, bridges, schools. He built our town. That's what I thought when I was a little girl. He was tall, like a big, strong tree. When he hugged me, I felt safe. I felt like nothing bad could ever happen to me. He was my protector. He was also my friend. He taught me everything. He taught me how to ride a bike. I remember that day so clearly. The bike was blue. It was shiny and new. I was so scared. I was afraid of falling. He held the back of the bike. "Don't let go, Dad," I shouted. He ran beside me. His feet made a steady sound on the pavement. "I've got you, Gracie," he said. His voice was calm. "I will not let you fall." I believed him. I pedaled my small legs, faster and faster. And then, for a moment, I didn't feel him holding the bike. I was doing it. I was riding all by myself. I looked back, and he was standing there smiling. His smile was so proud. He let go, but I didn't fall. He knew I was ready, even when I didn't. We had so many good days like that. On Saturdays, we would go fishing. We would wake up very early when the sky was still dark pink. We would drive to a quiet lake. The water was like glass. We would sit on the wooden dock for hours. We never caught many fish, maybe one or two small ones. But it didn't matter. We talked. I would tell him about school, about my friends, about my silly little problems. He always listened. He never looked bored. He would look at me with his kind, brown eyes and just listen. He would tell me stories about when he was a boy. He made me feel like my thoughts were important. My dreams were important. He could fix anything. My broken doll, a wobbly chair, a leaky faucet. He had a workshop in our garage. It was his special place. It smelled of wood and oil and hard work. He had so many tools. They were all organized and clean. When something in my life felt broken, he would find a way to fix it. When a boy at school was mean to me, I came home crying. My heart felt broken. He didn't say much. He just sat with me. He made me a cup of hot chocolate. Then he said, "Gracie, some people are just not kind. That is their problem, not yours. You have a good heart. Never forget that." His simple words made everything feel better. He fixed my broken heart that day. Life was good. Life was easy. Or so I thought. But as I got older, something inside me started to change. A little feeling of wanting more. My small town, which once felt so safe, started to feel small. I wanted to see the world outside of it. I had a dream. It was a secret dream for a long time. I loved to draw. I loved to paint. I would spend hours in my room with my pencils and my paints. I drew the trees outside my window. I drew my mother's smile. I drew my father's strong hands. Art made me feel alive. My dream was to go to the big city and study art, to become an artist. It was a big, scary dream for a small-town girl. I was 23 when I finally got the courage to talk about my dream. I told my mother first. We were in the kitchen. She was kneading dough for bread. She listened quietly. When I finished, she wiped her hands on her apron and gave me a hug. "Oh, Grace," she said, "that is a wonderful dream. But the city, it is so big, so far away." She was happy for me, but she was also worried. I understood. Telling my father was harder. I waited for the right moment. One evening after dinner, he was sitting in his favorite armchair, reading the newspaper. I took a deep breath. "Dad," I said, "I want to go to art school in the city." He put down his newspaper slowly. He looked at me. His face was serious. "The city?" he asked. "Why? Your life is here, your home, your family. Everything you need is right here." "But Dad, I love art," I tried to explain. "I want to learn more. I want to see if I can be good at it." "You are good at it," he said. "You can paint here. Why do you need to go to that place? It's not safe, Grace. It's crowded and loud and full of strangers." This was the beginning of our arguments. They started small. A few words here and there. But slowly they grew bigger, louder. The tension in our house grew. It felt thick and heavy. I felt like he didn't understand. He didn't believe in my dream. I thought he was trying to control me, to keep me in our small town forever. He thought he was trying to protect me. We both thought we were right. And we were both so wrong. Our love was strong, but our fear and our pride were strong too. And they were pulling us apart. The day everything changed started with a white envelope. It was in the mailbox. My hands were shaking when I opened it. It was from the art school in the city. The one I applied to in secret. I read the words. "We are pleased to offer you a place." I read them again and again. I got in. I was accepted. My dream was real. It was possible. A huge wave of joy washed over me. I ran inside, clutching the letter. I felt like I could fly. I waited until dinner to tell them. I put the letter on the table. My mother read it first, her eyes filled with tears. "Oh, Grace, this is amazing," she said. She hugged me tightly. "I am so proud of you, and so scared." She was happy and worried at the same time. I looked at my father. He was just staring at the letter. His face was like stone. He didn't say anything. The silence was terrible. "Dad," I asked. My voice was small. He finally looked up. Not at me, but at the wall behind me. "No," he said. The word was quiet, but it felt like a bomb exploding in the room. No, I repeated. I couldn't believe it. What do you mean, no? I mean no, he said, his voice getting louder. You are not going. It's too far. It's too dangerous. I forbid it. Forbid it. I was 24 years old. He couldn't forbid me. All my joy turned into anger, hot, red anger. You can't do that, I shouted. My voice was high and shaky. This is my dream. This is my life. Your life is here, he shouted back. He stood up. He looked so big and angry. I am your father. I know what is best for you. You don't know me at all, I screamed. The words just came out. I didn't think. I just wanted to hurt him. Because he was hurting me. You don't support me. You just want to keep me locked up in this tiny town. I am trying to protect you. His face was red. Protect me or control me. I was crying now. Hot, angry tears streamed down my face. You don't want me to have my own life. You just want me to be your little girl forever. I said the worst thing then. The words I can never take back. I wish you would just leave me alone. The room went silent again. The only sound was my own ragged breathing. My father's face changed. The anger drained away. He just looked hurt, deeply hurt, and tired. He looked older in that moment. He looked at me for a long time. His eyes were full of sadness. Then he turned and walked out of the room. He didn't slam the door. He just closed it quietly behind him. The quiet sound was worse than any shout. I ran to my room. I slammed my door. I threw myself on my bed and cried. I cried for my broken dream. I cried because I was so angry. I was so sure I was right. I was so sure he was wrong. I fell asleep like that, angry and sad and alone in my room. The next morning, the house was different. It was cold, silent. The air was heavy with unspoken words. I went to the kitchen for breakfast. My father was there, reading the newspaper, just like any other morning. But it wasn't the same. He didn't look up when I came in. He didn't say, "Good morning, Gracie." I sat down at the table. The silence was a wall between us. I wanted to say something. I wanted to say sorry for shouting, but my pride was too big. A stubborn voice in my head whispered, he should say sorry first. He is the one who said no. My mother tried to fix it. She looked at me, then at him. Her face was full of worry. Thomas, she said softly. Grace. But we both pretended not to hear. We were stuck in our own anger, in our own hurt. The days that followed were the worst of my life. We lived in the same house, but it felt like we were miles apart. We didn't talk. We didn't look at each other. Every time I saw him, my heart hurt. I missed him. I missed my dad. I missed his smile. I missed his voice. But I couldn't bring myself to speak first. I kept thinking, we will fix this. We always do, tomorrow. I will talk to him tomorrow. I was so sure we had time. I thought we had all the time in the world. A week passed like this. A long, silent, painful week. One morning, I was getting ready for my job at the flower shop. I saw him in the hallway. He was putting on his heavy work boots. He looked tired. There were dark circles under his eyes. Our eyes met for just a second. I saw the sadness in his face. I wanted to say something. "Dad, I'm sorry." The words were on my tongue, but I swallowed them. Fear and pride held them back. He looked away first. He picked up his lunchbox from the counter. He walked to the door. He didn't turn around. He didn't say, "Goodbye, Gracie," like he always did. He just opened the door and left. I watched the door close behind him. A sick feeling twisted in my stomach, but I pushed it away. "I'll talk to him tonight," I promised myself. "Tonight, we will fix this." That was the last time I saw him. The phone rang that afternoon. I was at the flower shop, arranging a bouquet of yellow roses. My mother answered the phone at home. A few minutes later, my boss came to me. Her face was pale. "Grace," she said gently, "your mother called. You need to go home. Right now." I ran all the way home. My heart was pounding in my chest. I knew something was wrong. I opened the door. My mother was standing in the middle of the living room. She was holding the phone. It wasn't at her ear. It was just dangling from her hand. Her face was completely white. She was looking at nothing. "Mom," I whispered, "what is it? What's wrong?" She looked at me. Her eyes were empty. "There was an accident," she said. Her voice was a strange, flat whisper. "At the construction site. Your father." She couldn't finish the sentence. She just shook her head, slowly, back and forth. The world stopped. Everything went quiet. No, I thought. No, not him. He's strong. He fixes things. He can't be broken. We drove to the hospital. The drive felt like a nightmare. I don't remember the streets. I just remember my mother's hands shaking on the steering wheel. The hospital smelled clean and sad. We sat in a small, gray waiting room. The chairs were hard. The clock on the wall ticked so slowly. Every tick felt like a hammer hitting my heart. I prayed, "Please be okay. Please be okay. I'll say sorry. I promise. Just please be okay." After a long, long time, a doctor came into the room. He was a kind-looking man, but his eyes were full of pity. I hated that look. He sat down in front of us. He took a deep breath. "I'm so sorry," he started. "There was a fall, a serious one. We did everything we could." The words hung in the air. I didn't understand them. What did he mean? He kept talking, but his voice sounded far away. I only heard the last few words clearly. "He's gone." Gone, such a small word for such a big, empty feeling. It couldn't be true. My father. My strong, steady father. Gone. My mind screamed. "No." I looked at my mother. A terrible sound came from her. A sound of pure pain. And then I knew. It was real. The first clear thought that came into my head was not about him. It was about me. I didn't say sorry. The thought repeated over and over. I didn't say sorry. Our last words were angry. Our last week was silent. He left that morning without a goodbye. And I let him go. I let him walk out that door. I thought we had tonight. I thought we had tomorrow. I was wrong. We had no more time. The next few weeks were a blur of pain, a fog of grief. There was a funeral. So many people came. They all said the same thing. I'm so sorry for your loss. They brought food. They sent flowers. They were kind. But I couldn't feel their kindness. I was numb. All I could feel was a giant, heavy stone of guilt in my chest. It was my fault. The fight, the stress, the silence. I had hurt him, and now he was gone. I could never fix it. I stopped talking about the city. My dream felt stupid and selfish now. It felt like it had cost me my father. How could I ever think about art again? I quit my job at the flower shop. I stayed home. Most days, I just sat in my room, staring at the wall. The world outside felt too bright, too loud, too full of life. I spent a lot of time in my father's workshop. The garage still smelled like him, like wood and hard work. His tools were all in their places on the wall. His work boots were by the door. Everything was exactly as he left it. It was like he might walk in any minute, whistling a tune. He would smile and say, "What are you doing in here, Gracie?" But he never did. I would sit on his old wooden stool. I would touch his tools. I would run my hand over the workbench where he built so many things. And I would talk to him. I would whisper the words I never said. "I'm sorry, Dad. I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. I didn't mean it. I love you so much." I said it 1,000 times. But the silence was my only answer. The guilt was eating me alive. It was a monster that followed me everywhere. It sat with me at the dinner table, in the empty chair where my father used to sit. It lay beside me in bed at night, whispering terrible things in my ear. "It's all your fault. You did this." I couldn't escape it. I felt like I was drowning in regret. My mother was grieving too. Her sadness was a quiet, deep river, but she saw my pain. She saw the guilt that was destroying me. One afternoon, she came into the workshop. I was sitting on the floor, crying. She didn't say anything at first. She just sat down on the floor beside me. She put her arm around me. We sat in silence for a long time. Then she started to talk. "You know," she said, her voice soft, "your father and I had a big fight once, a long time ago, about money. We were both so angry. We didn't speak for 2 whole days. It was awful." I looked at her. I had never known that. They always seemed so perfect. "Fights happen, Grace," she continued. "In every family. People who love each other say stupid things sometimes, because they are scared or hurt. But the love is always bigger than the fight. Always." She stood up and walked over to his workbench. There was a small wooden box on it. It was new. The wood was smooth and pale. "He was making this," she said. "He was working on it every night that week. The week you weren't talking." She picked up the box and gave it to me. "It's for you," she whispered. "He wanted to give it to you before you left for the city." My hands trembled as I took the box. It was light. I slowly lifted the lid. Inside, nestled on a piece of soft red cloth, was a small bird. It was carved from wood. Its wings were spread wide, as if it was in the middle of flying. It was beautiful, perfect. Beneath the bird was a small, folded piece of paper. A letter. My heart stopped. I unfolded it. The handwriting was his. A little messy, strong, just like him. It said, "My dearest Gracie, I know I have been hard on you. I am sorry for that. The truth is, I am scared. The city is big, and you are my whole world. The thought of you being so far away, it frightens an old man. But I am more scared of one other thing. I am scared of you not living your dream. I have seen the way you look when you draw. Your eyes light up. Your heart is in your art. I cannot stand in the way of that. It would not be right. I am so proud of the woman you have become. You are smart and kind, and so strong. Strong enough to fly. So you go, Gracie. You go to that big city, and you show them how brightly you can shine. Don't worry about me. I will always be here, and I will always have you. Always. Fly high, my little bird. I've got you. Love, Dad." The letter fell from my fingers. A sob escaped my chest. A deep, painful sob that came from the bottom of my soul. I cried and cried. I held the little wooden bird so tightly in my hand. He wasn't angry. He understood. He loved me. He was proud of me. He forgave me, even before I had the chance to say I was sorry. His love was bigger than our stupid fight. It was bigger than everything. Those tears were different. They were still tears of sadness. I missed him so much. It was a physical pain in my chest. But they were also tears of release. The heavy stone of guilt didn't disappear completely, but it felt lighter. The monster's voice in my head grew quiet. My dad loved me. That was the truth. That was the last word, not our angry words, his words of love. I knew then what I had to do. I couldn't let his last wish for me die. He wanted me to fly. Giving up on my dream wouldn't bring him back. It would be a disservice to his memory, to his love. I didn't leave for the city right away. My mother and I needed each other. We healed together. We packed up his clothes. It was one of the hardest things I have ever done. We cried, but we also laughed. We found an old, funny photograph of him. We told stories about him. We remembered the good times, the fishing trips, the bike rides, the hot chocolate. We kept him alive in our hearts by remembering his love, not our fight. A year later, I moved to the city. I found a small apartment. I started art school. It was scary. It was hard. But I was not alone. On my small desk, right next to my paints and brushes, sits a small wooden bird. It is always there. It reminds me of my father's love. It reminds me to be brave. It reminds me to fly. The pain of losing him is still with me. I think it always will be. It's a scar on my heart, but it doesn't hurt in the same sharp way anymore. Now, when I think of my dad, I feel sadness, yes, but I also feel a deep sense of love and gratitude. I was so lucky to have him. My last words to my father were angry. I will live with that regret forever. I can never change it. But I know now that his love was his final word to me. And that is a gift. I learned the hardest lesson of my life. Time is precious. It is a gift that we are not promised. Please, if you are listening to my story, do not make my mistake. Do not waste a single moment on anger or pride. Life is too short, too fragile. If you love someone, tell them. If you have hurt someone, say you are sorry. Do not wait for tomorrow. Do not think you have plenty of time. Make the phone call. Write the letter. Say the words. Because tomorrow may never come. It's okay to feel lost. It's okay to make mistakes. We are all human, but we can learn. We can choose love, choose kindness, choose to heal. It is a long journey, but you can do it. Please cherish the people in your life. Hold them close. And always, always choose love. Keep going.